Now let's do one more numerical on 3-hinged stiffening girder. So the question is, the cables of a suspension bridge have a span of 60 meters and a central dip of 7.5 meters. Each cable is stiffened by a girder hinged at the ends and also at the middle, so as to retain a parabolic shape for the cables. The girder is subjected to a dead load of 10 kilonewton per meters and a live load of 20 kilonewton per meter, 15 meter long. Find the maximum tension in the cable when the leading edge of the live load is just at the center of the girder. See, now in this question we are given that the total span is 60 meters, so the center will be at 30 meters. Central dip of the cable means is the value of small h is 7.5 meters, and it is given that the cable is stiffened by a 3-hinged girder so as to retain a parabolic shape. The girder is subjected to a dead load of 10 kilonewton per meters. So the first load that is acting on the girder is the dead load, is its self weight. See, dead load is the self weight or the permanent load which is attached to the girder. So the dead load is given as 10 kilonewton per meter. See, the dead load acts along the full length of the girder because it is the self weight of the girder. So the dead load acts along the whole length of the girder. The live load is given as 20 kilonewton per meter and the length of the live load is given to be 15 meters. Now we have to find out the maximum tension in the cable when the leading edge of the live load is just at the center of the girder. See, now in the question we are given that when the live load, the leading edge means the front edge of the UDL of the live load. So we have to find the maximum tension when the front edge of the live load is at the center of the girder. So the length of the live load is 15 meters and we have to put its front edge or the leading edge at the center of the girder. So the load positioning will be something like this. Live load will be placed here with its front edge at C point. The length of the live load is 15 meters. If this is 15, C is at the center, so therefore this will also be 15. 30 minus 15, 15. Dead load will be acting along the whole length of the girder because it is the self weight of the girder or any permanent load which is attached to the girder. But right now we will assume that it is a self weight of the girder, so the self weight will act throughout the length of the girder, and the value of the dead load is 10 kilonewton per meter and the value of the live load is 20 kilonewton per meter. Now for this type of arrangement we have to find out the maximum tension in the cable. See, in order to find out the maximum tension in the cable we must first know the value of H and VA or VB. Okay, after finding out the value of H and VA, we can find out the value of T max. So first of all, see, just like we proceeded in the previous numerical, in this also we will proceed in the same way. Suppose the support reactions at A and B due to the external loads only is Ra and Rb. So now find out the value of Ra and Rb by using the equilibrium equations. So first apply a summation of all the vertical forces is equal to 0. It means total upward force is equal to total downward force. So Ra and Rb is the total upward force and total downward forces. See, there are two types of UDL, dead load and live load. So convert them into force. So UDL into the length. So if you see this live load 20, its length is 15. So 20 into 15 plus. Second is the dead load whose length is full length, that is 60 meters. So 10 into 60. So this will give you 900. So just take it as equation number 1. Now take the bending moment at point A equal to 0. So if you will take point A, the moment at point A equal to 0, the first load is suppose RB. So RB will take a point in the anti-clockwise direction. For anti-clockwise we are going to take minus, so minus RB, and the perpendicular distance of RB from A point is 60. So minus 60 into RB. Now the second load is this live load. So first convert this live load into force. So UDL into the length. So 20 into 15. Now this 20 into 15 will act at the center of the UDL. It means 15, the center of 15 will be 7.5. So it means this distance will be 7.5, this distance. Okay, so the perpendicular distance of this point load from A point will be 15 plus 7.5. So this will be the perpendicular distance. Now let's take the dead load. So convert this UDL into the point load. So multiply it with the span of the UDL. So 10 into the length of the dead load is 60 meters. So 10 into 60, and this load will act at the center of 60, that is 30. So the perpendicular distance of this load from A point will be 30 meters. So just multiply it with 30. So 10 into 60 into 30, and this equal to 0. So RB will come out to be 412.5. Now just put the value of RB in equation number 1, you will get the value of RA, which will come out to be 487.5 kilonewton. See, now let's take now let's find out the value of MC. MC was the bending moment at C due to the external loads. So if you want to find out the bending moment at C due to the external load, either we can take the left part of the section or we can take the right part of the section. In this numerical, I have taken the left part of the section. See, if you see the first force now, uh, see, if you want to find out the bending moment at C, you will have to use the following sign convention. Sagging bending moment will be taken as positive, and hogging bending moment will be taken as negative. So this is negative, this is the left movement, this is the right movement, this is the left movement, this is the right movement. So now we have taken the left part of C point. Okay, so the first force is RA, and RA will take C point in the clockwise direction. So for clockwise, if the left movement is clockwise, the bending moment is positive. So this will be plus. The value of RA is 487.5, and the perpendicular distance of RA from C point is 30. So 487.5 into 30. Now let's see the next force. So the next force is your dead load. So this 10 kilonewton. So first convert this dead load into point load. So 10 into this span. The left of C point is 30. So 10 into 30 into. Now this point load will act at a distance of half of 30. So the perpendicular distance will be 15. Now this dead load is acting in the downward direction, so this dead load will produce an anti-clockwise bending moment about point C, and if the left moment is anti-clockwise, the bending moment is negative. So minus 10 into 30 point load into perpendicular distance of point load from the C point, 15. Now let's see the next force, which is your live load. So first convert this live load or UDL into point load. So 20 into length is 15. So 20 into 15, this will be converted into point load. Now this point load will act at the center of 15, that is 7.5. So the perpendicular distance will be 7.5 from C. So into 7.5. After solving, we will get MC equal to 7875 kilonewton meter. Now we know that horizontal thrust is MC upon small h. Put the values, we will get the value of the horizontal thrust as 1050 kilonewtons. Also we know that the value of the horizontal thrust is equal to WE L square by 8h. So after putting all the values, I will get the value of WE, which will come out to be 17.5 kilonewton per meter. Now we know the value of WE, so therefore VA and VB can be calculated as WEL by 2. Therefore Tmax can be calculated as under root VA square plus H square. After putting the values, the value of Tmax will come out to be 1173.94 kilonewtons.